It's the final week of the Texas high school football regular season, and tonight in McKinney, it's a district championship game on deck and a top 25 clash in 6A, too. 19th ranked Prosper on the road to face number 24 McKinney on a special Thursday night edition of Friday Night Football. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here in McKinney. Mike Leslie alongside former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. Heckma, this is a game that should be very, very evenly matched. We were talking about this before we came on the air. It's not often in Texas high school football, no matter what point in the season you are, that you have a game that you can say, this feels like a straight pick'em. Tonight does.
No, it really does. And you have two teams evenly matched defensively and offensively. And that's why you say this is a pick'em game. But I tell you what, for both of these teams, for both of these coaches, they would have it no other way.
District championship on the line between these two teams. If we can, let's go ahead and throw up your district standings for District 5 6A. Prosper at 6-0, McKinney at 5-1. Their one loss was to Allen a few weeks ago. But if they win tonight, they would drop Prosper to 6-1, improve to 6-1 themselves. They would take the tiebreaker and take the district championship in that scenario. Prosper, of course, with a win, would run perfect through the district. For Prosper, they're looking for their first district championship, Heckma, since 2017. For McKinney, it's a bit more than just that, looking for their first district championship since the year 2000.
Wow, and here's the thing. For the Lions, they feel like they have their destiny in their hands. When we talk with Coach Shavers, he is so excited about this, and he feels like finally he has the team that can get them over this Prosper hump and also to a district title.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our players to watch in this football game. First for the visiting Prosper Eagles, and it is their quarterback, Nate Tenbarge, a young man who had to replace kind of a legend at Prosper and Harrison Rosar, a young man who had a fantastic career for the Eagles the last several years, both on the football field and on the baseball diamond. But Nate Tenbarge has been terrific for them this season.
There's no kind of a legend to it.
Yeah, right?
Really, Harrison Rosar was that 3-year starter, and you have to step into the shoes of a guy that did it and led this program. But I think Nathan Tenbarge is up for the challenge. He just has to be very secure with the ball. He has to make proper decisions, especially tonight, because that McKinney Lions defense, oh my God, wait till you get a taste of these guys.
He does. He's going to be staring in the face of a McKinney defense that has Division I and high-level Division I talent all over the roster. Ashton McShane, their corner, going to Boston College.
Wow.
Riley Pettijohn, a junior. Kid has 32 scholarship offers, 4-star prospect. Really talented kid. Makai Frazier going to Oregon State. Zadian Gentry's got 28 different offers. On and on and on we could go about that McKinney defense. So it's going to be a challenge for Prosper to move the ball. But when I talked with Nate Tenbarge before the game, he said, listen, we got a big and powerful and talented offensive line, and we're going to get in line behind them and look to move the football. Meanwhile, our player to watch for McKinney is on the offensive side of the ball. Despite all that talent on the defensive side, it's their running back, Brian Jackson. He himself also a high-level recruit on his way to USC.
I'm going to tell you guys, I'm downfield level, and I see this kid, number 2, walk by me, and I said, who is that? This kid is absolutely huge and a freight train. And Coach Shavers, again, back when we talked with him, the comparison to Michael Jordan really kind of, I was like, okay,
yes.
That's setting the bar.
When you invoke that.
Yeah, when you set the bar that high, how can a kid live up to that? But this kid absolutely is that. And I think when you have one of your best players that is the workhorse, the guy that is outworking everyone, it is infectious, it is contagious, and that's why this kid is one of the best in the nation. A very hard runner, bell cow, and really hard to bring down. I tell you what, if there's ever a doubt for the McKinney Lions in the future, you just make sure you turn around and you hand it to number 2. He'll take care of the rest.
You just saw the video of him, 6'1", 230 pounds, and that young man wears those 230 pounds well.
Yes, he does.
That kid is. You want to get in his way? You may have back in your
absolutely.
day, but I want no part of that. I play quarterback, man. We don't play that game. He's special. He's going to be tough to stop for Prosper tonight. These are two football teams that have both been on the come up. Prosper's beaten Allen 3 straight years now. imagine 10 years ago making that statement, but that's the reality. McKinney, just in the last couple of years under Marcus Shavers, starting to build, and last year making it all the way to that third round of the playoffs where they were up on South Lake Carroll. They thought they were going to win that football game, and that was a big boost for this program that they, even though they didn't win the game, Heckma, it was, hey, we're building something. We're moving in the right direction. We got a chance here to go do something special, and these seniors are back now, and they have a chance to go win a district championship.
And it's really kind of weird in a sports psychology sense how a loss can be a turning point in your program, but that's what Coach Shavers is using this as the turning point. He said, man, when I got home, my phone just blew up from those sophomores and juniors and said, Coach, we had them. And we lit them off the hook. How many times have you heard those kinds of statements? And I think they came into the offseason, the spring and the summer with that in mind. We have to work that much harder to get to AT&T Stadium, and you have a team out here on the field that's dedicated to that.
Allen and Denton Geyer have been kind of the bullies on the block in this district for the last several years. Denton Geyer most recently, Allen, of course, before that. Neither one of those two teams will win a district championship this year. It will be either Prosper or McKinney. Coin toss moments away. Kickoff when we return. Friday Night Football, a special Thursday night edition, the final week of the regular season. All these coaches wanted to play a day early to get everybody healthy for the playoffs, but not before this one that matters so very much to each of these two teams. The District 5 6A title on the line. McKinney and Prosper after this.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of human spirit, its agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats, but inspire you with the stories, the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
Out onto the field. WAWG, we all we got. And as Marcus Shavers told us earlier this week, we all we need. The Lions program under Shavers going through a renaissance and back on the scene. Back in the 90s, they had a powerhouse program. Now here in 2023, off an 8-5 campaign a year ago. This year, 8-1. To start 2023, 5-1 within District 5 6A, and a win tonight would give the Lions a district championship. Meanwhile, Prosper, the Eagles, 8-1 on the season as well, 6-0 in district play. A win for them would mark a perfect district season and their first district title since 2017.
Now this Prosper team, I think, is headed in the right direction. They have a great defense, one of the more unique defenses that I've ever seen in 6A. They apply pressure from every different direction. You never know where it's coming from, and I think for the McKinney Lions in that running game, they're going to have to make sure that they dictate to the Eagles and not have them dictate to them, because when you look at their wins over the season, it's not as though they've had a bunch of passing yards or receiving. It's just that they play a complete team game.
When we return at McKinney ISD Stadium, kickoff between Prosper and McKinney, a top 25 clash right after this.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkin.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game. The triumph of human spirit, its agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats but inspire you with the stories, the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
A special Thursday night edition in the final week of the regular season of Friday Night Football. Number 19, Prosper, and number 24, McKinney. Head coaches tonight for the visiting Prosper Eagles, Tyler Moore in his first season as head coach, and for McKinney, Marcus Shavers taking over this program and turning it into, very quickly, a state power in the top 25 in the 6A rankings. Prosper won the toss and elected to defer. McKinney ball to start tonight. Heckman Harrison, we're about ready to go in the final week of the Texas high school football regular season.
Boy, it went fast, didn't it?
Like lightning. Michael Bukowskis and Chris Cox both out there. A short, worm-burning kick fielded and a knee taken at the 36-yard line by McKinney's Peyton Parker. And that is where the McKinney Lions offense will get to work. A 2-quarterback system. Jeremiah Dowd, the sophomore, 6'1", 185, and one of the great names in the history of Texas high school football, God's Power Wanwihe, the 5'9", 185-pound senior, and it will be Wanwihe to start tonight alongside the big senior running back Brian Jackson on his way to USC. Tight set from McKinney in the blue uniforms with the gold helmets and gold numbers, and it will be Jackson on the first carry of the football game to gain about 1.5 yards.
You see they come out with the bunch set on the right side. All that is just window dressing to do exactly what they just did there. Turn right around and hand the ball off to Brian Jackson. You're going to get a lot of that. And number 8, the defensive end, Malik Sutherland. right there to make the stop.
Now a deep set for Jackson as they go under center with the other quarterback, Dowd. And again, nowhere to go here for Brian Jackson. Back-to-back plays, Heckma, for about a yard and a half apiece, and it's 3rd down and 7.
And this is what I'm asking, Mike. I have evaluated this Prosper Eagle defense, and I have no idea the type of pressure that they bring. How do they even dictate it, whether it's strong side or weak side? This is a really unique defense, and man, I just love watching it because they swarm to the ball.
3rd down and 7. It's Wanwihe in there, a quarterback. Scrambles to the near side. He can take off and run. Gets up the near sideline. He will have enough for a 1st down. Out to the 49-yard line on the McKinney side of the ball. He moves the sticks. 1st and 10.
And what I love about Wanwihe is even though he is a consummate athlete, he's still keeping his eyes up the field. But once it's time to book and go, he tucks that thing and gets to the sticks.
Quickly up the sideline he went. And it's 1st down and 10 for McKinney. Coach Smeta Gaming in the YouTube comments says, watching from Irving, says, when did McKinney become so talented? Yikes. You are not kidding. I think a lot of District 5-6A saying the same thing this season. 1st and 10, handoff Jackson. Big hole, lowers his shoulder into the chest of Davis Perkins and pushes the pile, a gain of 4.
And Davis Perkins is one of the key members of that Eagles defense, and you see him take on Brian Jackson. Not a lot of linebackers in 6A or any other division want to see number 2 barreling down on him. This is going to be a challenge for this Eagles defense.
2nd down and 6. The fullback, Wyndham Thompson, offset to the right, play action fake, Dowd into quarterback. He goes to the air, deep on the post. Just overshot his man. Collie Best, the intended target. Step for step in coverage was Tyson Stiggers.
And you see Collie on this post route. Jeremiah Dowd, man, just puts a little too much air on it. If he led him more to the outside, I think you allow 14 to run under it.
Keith Kumpa says, let's go Lions. Brian G says, I think Prosper runs away with this one, but if the Lions win, I'm fully bought in. What a huge turnaround. Dennis Bates asking where the game's being played. We are in McKinney tonight as their running back, Brian Jackson, takes it once again. But again, this Prosper front up to the task, Heckma. A gain of maybe a yard. It's 4th and 5. And on comes the special teams unit here for the Lions.
And you see it. As soon as they see the ball go to number 2, they are just throwing caution to the wind, making sure that they don't allow him to get ahead of steam. The scary thing about Jackson is he gets stronger as the game progresses.
Phil Simi, their studs defensive back, is also their punter. Short punt, dived for and caught at the 11-yard line on the fair catch by Lathan Latiales. And that's where Prosper will begin their first possession of the day. Heckma Harrison, I'm on about 2.5 hours of sleep after the Rangers champagne celebration last night, and therefore words like dived are coming out of my mouth right now. And we're off to a flying start here in McKinney. Let me just
say this to everyone that's out there listening. This, if there was a word or a definition for tired human being, it would be Mike Leslie right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man, this is what they call soldiering through.
Tonight here in McKinney, the parade tomorrow, and then Saturday life gets back to some degree of normal as the first play of the game for Prosper's offense is a handoff to Leo Anguiano, but nowhere to go as Mekhi Frazier was there in a heartbeat.
Watch this lick from number 0. This is how you do it, man. Get underneath those flat pads, and he raises and just forklifts his guy up for the tackle. I love that. I'm telling you guys, this is where the party starts. When this Lions defense comes on the field, man, this is can't miss. This is must-see TV.
10 Barge's first pass of the day goes far side. Javon Henry on the receiving end. Quick throw picks up 8 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
And that's what you do to a defense like this. Throw the ball on the outside, make these guys turn and run. Get them going from side to side and then try and gash them with your running game. Right now, Nathan Tenbark has to be, this is going to be 4 quarters of concentration. You don't want to put this ball in harm's way because these guys are ball-hawking DBs. They'll take it to the house.
3rd down and 2 for Prosper. Got to get to the 21, handoff Anguiano into the pile, pushes it forward, 1st down.
And I love the energy that the Eagles have come out with. They're so big up front, and they are trying to get to the 2nd level. It's very important for these guys to see these big offensive linemen that they have get to the 2nd level on these linebackers.
So 1st and 10 at the 28 now for Prosper. Tenbarge in shotgun. Pressured, coming near sideline. Going to take off and run for it. Maybe picks up 2 right to the 30-yard stripe. He does have the ability to take off and run with it. 61 carries for 426 and 8 touchdowns on the year to go with his 14 touchdown passes.
Yeah, he has the ability to get out on a defense, but when you're going against a defense with this kind of speed, it's just really hard to dictate to these guys.
2nd down and 8. Keeps it himself after putting it in the belly there of Anguiano. Got the McKinney defense to bite on it and picks up 7 of the 8 yards he needed. It'll be 3rd and a yard.
And look at him. He's a magician with this ball. He follows it through to the last minute, pulls it, and comes close to the 1st down. So far, very cleanly played game.
Ball comes.
I hope I didn't jinx it.
Yeah, right. Ball does come back to the spot where he began his slide, hence the spot at the 36-yard line. And before 3rd down and 2.
Prosper. Their first charge timeout of the half.
If you didn't trust me, trust him. It is a timeout called by Prosper with 6:53 to play here in quarter number 1. Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison here with you on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus. Take a look at the YouTube comments real quick. Chris Butera says he's watching from Corpus Christi. Says he used to live in Frisco. Matt says Braylon Leon is a dog, one of the offensive linemen for McKinney. Kyle Craven says he's wearing his MHS shirt in support. Says go Lions all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio.
How about that?
Again, let us know in the YouTube comments where you're tuning in from tonight. Let us know if you got a favorite player on one of these 2 teams, if you're a parent or a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, tuning in from all across the country to see a family member or a friend. Let us know who your favorite player is. If it's number 0, Nathan Tenbarge, the quarterback from Prosper. Number 33, Aiden Vasquez, the defensive end from McKinney. Riley Pettijohn, the 4-star, 32 scholarship offer stud junior linebacker from McKinney, wearing number 7, the number 5 linebacker in the country. Out of the timeout, 3rd down and 2. Tenbarge, hands off, Anguiano moves the pile again. He's got a 1st down again, a pickup of 3 on 3rd and 2. There is a flag on the play.
I jinxed it. I did.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense. Number 92. The 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
So not just the pickup by Anguiano, but the penalty on the McKinney defense as well. And that will move the Eagles offense into McKinney territory, 1st and 10 at the 46.
Yeah, that is unfortunate because this defense, although they gave up the 1st down there, they had been holding them to just minor gains. And we've got our first look at Riley Pettijohn, guy that we both came into this game wanting to make sure that we got a good look at the number 5 linebacker in the nation.
And there he is right there, knifing through to make the play in the backfield on Anguiano.
I mean, this kid is really, he's outstanding. Standing 6'3", 200 pounds. He is the unique size and speed of the linebackers that are to come, these guys that are more of a hybrid, can play safety, can play out in space, and are also super fast. I mean, this kid is a track kid who is, it translates for him as a linebacker on the field.
A loss of 3 on the play, thanks to Pettijohn. It's 2nd down and 13. Motion man is Latiolais. 10 Barge will go to the air, trying to set up the screen over the middle. He's got Anguiano, and they got blockers in front of him. He's able to pick up a good chunk there, give him 8 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
And I tell you, that's drawn up perfectly. Look at them allow that McKinney Lions defense to push up the field, knowing that they're going to get their guy, Anguiano, in behind them. And with the helmet coming off, Xavier Filson, he has to come off of the field. Unfortunate for the Lions in this situation. 3rd and 5. Man, you want to have your guy out on the field if you're Coach Shavers.
Filson, one of the best defensive backs in the country, on his way to Florida. Off the field for a play after losing his lid. 3rd and 5 for Prosper. 3 wide receivers to the right for 10 Barge. He and Anguiano look to the sideline. Javon Henry as well. 17 seconds on the play clock. Latiolais in motion, over the middle, complete, 1st down and then some, and running away. Up the numbers on the far side, down inside the 15-yard line, a big catch and run from Blake Summers.
And Tinbark just sets this up perfectly. Summers with the catch in stride. And I said, man, Xavier Filson out of the game. And where do they go? To the middle of the field. That's the place where they don't dare go with that hard hit free safety.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Latiolais in motion again. Handoff Anguiano, undercut this time. No gain. Mekhi Frazier getting up, shaking his head, saying, don't try that on me.
Yeah, they're going to continue to drive this point home of not going away from the running game. They're going to continue to push this McKinney Lions defense. They have to be up to snuff, because if you look at the size advantage right now from this Prosper Eagle offensive line, man, they got them.
2nd down and 9. Give him about a half a yard on that carry. They'll give it to Anguiano again. This time it's Frazier hopping on his back. No gain on the play, beg your pardon. Trevor Iwerbor making the tackle there for McKinney. Another look at the YouTube comments real quick. Mean Gene says hello from Tucson, Arizona. Mary Doster says watching from Dallas, watching number 74. I believe that might be Zayden Krempin, the left tackle from Prosper. She didn't specify a team. Could have been Bryson Berman from McKinney as well. 12 seconds on the play clock here for 10 Barge on 3rd down and 6. They can get a 1st down at the 3. Ten Barge to the air, over the middle, incomplete. No flags. Jack Clifford got up looking around for one. None coming. 4th down.
And defensively, the last thing you want to do in a situation that maybe 50-50 is raise your hand. Tinbark gets the say, goes right back to that post route, and who's there? Our guy, Xavier Filson, and they went right at that position when he went out of the game.
So on 4th down and 6, Prosper brings the field goal unit out. A 26-yarder from the left hash. Alex McGregor on to kick. And the Prosper Eagles, the first to strike tonight here in McKinney. A 3-0 lead as they cap off their opening drive of the night. Heckma Harrison with a 26-yard field goal.
And I tell you what, there 2 things happen there. Without the penalty, you don't see Prosper get as much in that last drive, and I think that was what was able to dictate what they were going to do next from a play calling standpoint. But I think if you're the McKinney Lions defense, you feel pretty good about how you came out in that first drive, holding them to 3 points. This is an offense that obviously can test you in a multitude of different ways. I was really pleased with the way the Lions stood up there.
Couple more YouTube comments. KG watching from Vancouver, Canada. KG, you're very kind. Adrian Smith in the YouTube comments as well. Patrick Tackett says, hello from a rehab center. Says his son's playing tonight, couldn't make it, but thank you for streaming the game. Matt says Lane Brown tears it up, number 35. Adrian Smith says his son is number 12. Short kick up the far side, fielded at the 27-yard line. Quickly there in coverage for Prosper is Malik Sutherland.
Yeah, you love that coverage. And you can tell right now for the Eagles, they're not kicking it deep. They don't want to give these athletes and the speed that they have on that return game an opportunity to return this one for a big gain. So the pooch kick is in full effect.
Larissa Ware says watching from Vista, California, family of number 50, Edwin Jones for the McKinney Lions. Jessica Shaw says she's watching from home in McKinney around the corner. Says her daughter's a McKinney High School cheerleader. Quick throw near side, in and out of the hands of McKinney's intended target, a ball that should have been caught by Sincere Blakely.
Yeah, Sincere Blakely, a lot of times what happens, he's out in the flat, back turned to the defense. He can hear those footsteps behind him. He's probably making a move before he even catches the ball.
Patrick Tackett says he's watching from the bleachers tonight. We appreciate you tuning in, both on the stream as well as in person. Aiden Lewis says he's watching from Boston, Massachusetts. Handoff up the middle here for Jackson, spinning his way for 3 more.
Wow. This Prosper Eagles defense is really good. You watch it on film, you watch it on tape, and you just kind of get an idea of the way that they play. But man, this is very unique when you don't have anyone running free in this, on offense. This defense really, man, these guys are assignment alignment sound. This is, for a guy like me that loves defense, this is it right here.
3rd down and 7. Prosper's defense has been sharp so far. To the air they go up the near sideline. Wanwehead looking deep for Blakely, but some miscommunication about where the route was supposed to go. Incomplete, and McKinney's going to have to punt it away again.
You don't want to have a 3-and-out like that if you're the Lions. You got to get some momentum going offensively here. They rely so much on Brian Jackson. He got a carry in that last drive, but other than that, it all started with the drop from Sincere Blakely, and I think it all went downhill from there.
On 4th down and 7, McKinney to punt, a last-minute addition to the lineup. Same thing for Prosper, and now Prosper, I think, is going to have to burn a timeout because they had a player run on at the very last second. It was Jabray Bickham that came on for McKinney, and then Langdon Miller came running on for Prosper, but he was behind the line of scrimmage when that ball was snapped, and now our officiating crew with some things to sort out.
The officials were in a substitution process. McKinney snapped the ball prior to the substitution process being completed. This is a warning the first time. The next time this happens, there will be a foul on McKinney. 4th down.
So the way that it works is you have to allow, if you substitute, you have to allow your opponent to substitute. And the officials will hold the snap. You see the umpire backing away from the line of scrimmage until he backs away and gives the center or long snapper, depending on the circumstance. And that punt is blocked. Blocked and camped underneath it is a Prosper Eagle. It's bouncing around at the 36-yard line. Ultimately, Prosper comes out of the pile with it. It matters little. It's Eagle football after the blocked punt, and they're going to have fantastic field position.
And Mike, that could have been disastrous for the Prosper Eagles because they get the block, and then you get someone that's not very good at a punt return. And number 30, he's probably waiting his whole life for that, is Davis Perkins, and that ball just hangs in the air forever. But luckily, they're able to get back on top of it, and right now the Prosper Eagles start this second drive with favorable field position.
Clay Marshall, our director, can we get one more look at that maybe after this play? I think that punt may have gone off the back of a McKinney blocker. He may have been blocked into the path or pushed into the path of the punt. Quick throw near side, complete for Jack Clifford. A gain of 7 on the play. Let's take one more look at the block punt if we can. It's hard to say for certain, but there's at least a chance that may have gone off a McKinney Lion player's back. Maybe off of number 13, Christian McIntosh, their tight end. Either way, the end result is the same. A blocked punt and a really good opportunity here on the double pass, the throwback for 10 bars. Now he's going to take off and run with it up the near sideline. All of that for a gain of 5, but it is enough for a first down and a quick wave to the McKinney fans.
I like that. And the pass back, they were looking for something down the field initially, and then the pressure got there. Tinbarg he's able to evade the tackle from Jordan Covington, number 11, 6'4", 250 pounds, had him dead to right, and Tinbarg able to make a move.
They do mark him shy of the line to gain, in fact, so 3rd and 1. A gain of 3 on the play. Tight set here from Prosper. 10 Bars is going to keep it himself. He's got the first down and he's got space. 10 Bars puts his hand on the ground and gets all the way down to the 11-yard line. A first down carry from the senior quarterback.
And Tinbarg initially, man, you see him, he pulls the ball last minute. This is the second time that he's done that. DeAndre Shepard goes for the running back, and Tinbarg walks into the end zone if he doesn't trip over his own feet.
They mark him at the 11 after he did lose his balance. 1st and 10 there for Prosper, leading 3-0 and threatening for more. 10 Bars, quick throw far side, complete. Javon Henry nearly broke a tackle. Zadian Gentry broke on that football. Heckma Harrison, he read the play, but just a half a beat too late, and Prosper's able to complete it.
Don't do that again. Because to me, Zadian diagnosed that play from the beginning. Like you said, just a titch too late. Otherwise, he picks that off.
Handoff up the middle, twisting inside the 5 is Bryce Robinson. Down to the 2, and that will be the final play of the opening period. The Prosper Eagles with 3 points on the board, but knocking on the door for more as we head to the second quarter on a special Thursday night edition in the final week of the regular season of Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why. We say one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
And coming up on that Friday Night Football halftime show, we will have the performance from each of the 2 schools' bands, drill teams, cheerleaders as well. Halftime highlights, halftime stats, it's all coming your way in 12 minutes of game time.
Look at those Letterman jackets, man. Those are nice. The white sleeves, jeez.
Looking sharp on senior night. First play of the second quarter is a 3rd and 1 from the 2. Handoff, breaking a tackle, breaking the plane. Touchdown Prosper, Bryce Robinson.
And Robinson's just ability there at point blank range. He ducks under the shot from DeAndre Shepard. DeAndre Shepard is just kicking himself. He had him in the backfield. And just like that, here we are. The Prosper Eagles with this PAT up by 10.
It's McGregor on for the PAT. Up and through. And it is indeed a 10-0 start for the Prosper Eagles, just 4 seconds into this second quarter, as Bryce Robinson, with his 5th touchdown rush of the season, is the first to find pay dirt tonight.
Yeah, so far, it's the punt. And so it's all 3 phases of the game, and I think the Prosper Eagles are playing it the way they are supposed to. Coach Tyler Moore came in with a good game plan. Started it off a little conservative. Then you saw a little trick play there in that last drive. But I think when you get that block kick, that block punt, it kind of opens up everything for you, especially with the field position that you're going to have. And I love the fact that they made the McKinney Lions pay for it.
Another look at the YouTube comments. JP Reeve says he's tuning in for Prosper, says go Eagles. GD3 Plays says watching from the Colony. Don Goshorn says watching Davis Perkins, former neighbor on Norley Court. Marguerite Bailey says she's tuning in to watch number 88 from McKinney. Peyton Parker says Dad and I are so proud of you. Right up the middle here on the kickoff return, out to the 29-yard line. Sincere Blakely on the return, and a good one for the Lions, and out comes this McKinney offense. Now down 10-0, couple flags down on the play.
During the return, holding, return team, number 18, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
So a lot of that return yardage there for Blakely gets taken off the board.
And you see why they came out kicking it short. So they got a lot of speed back there on the back end with Sincere Blakely and Xavier Filsamy.
But because of the penalty, back to their own 18-yard line to start this possession. God's power, Wanwihe in there at quarterback. Handoff for Jackson, and again, the penetration of the defensive front from Prosper Heckma, play after play.
Yeah, and this is the thing right before the snap. Look at the way that they get their head inside to the play. It's almost like they know where that ball is going. And at the end of that play, man, I think Jackson is saying they took my helmet off.
He did lose his helmet, and not because of a penalty, or at least not because of an enforced penalty. He may beg to differ, but Jabray Bickham has to come on for a play in his place. Wanwihe to take it himself, has some space on the outside, runs to the sideline. He's got the first down and then some, out to the 29-yard line, and he'll move the chains.
And that's the adjustment I think that they're going to have to make, is allow for number 5 to dictate also, because Brian Jackson, every time they put the ball in his hands, this Prosper defense is angling inside to take him away. I've seen it on a few different occasions here. Man, I love the way that these guys are attacking, and I think for both of us, we can see the penetration that the Eagles are getting from up here.
So now Dowd comes on at quarterback. They will flip-flop these two all night long, even during the same set. Quick throw near side, and again in and out of the hands of Sincere Blakely. He has had a rough start to this football game. Not what number 6 was looking for here in this first quarter and change.
No, and again, you talk about Dowd coming in, these two quarterbacks. Well, you understand now why they go with number 6 Dowd. And that's a great ball, out route. Just not able for Sincere Blakely, just not able to secure the catch.
Second down and 10 as a result. 11-11 on the clock here in quarter number 2. Make yourself a wish. Motion man across the formation, right to left. Wanwihe on the carry with blockers out in front, including Jackson. Cuts up field across the 35-yard line. Close to first down yardage, a gain of 9 on the play.
And Mike, I like this. And the reason the Lions are going to have to make an adjustment against this Prosper Eagle defense. They are swarming to the ball on these runs. I mean, the next time Jackson gets the ball, just see the attention to detail up front from all 5 guys up front and also this linebacking group. It's almost as though they know where this ball is going to go. That's film study and attention to detail.
Dowd back in at quarterback. He'll hand off for Jackson right up the middle. Lowers his shoulder. He's got the first down and then some out to the 44-yard line.
And maybe just let this guy line up about 8 yards off the ball and give him a full steam.
Right.
Get him coming downhill on this defense, and he's able to pick up a few yards.
If he's got a 10-yard head start, you don't want to get in the way of 6'1", 230.
Nah, I don't want to be a part of nothing he got going on, man, at 10 yards away from the ball.
So 1st and 10 for McKinney, trailing 10-0 here on their home field. Looking to find an answer here early on in this second quarter. Wanwehe pressured, fires downfield into traffic and falls incomplete. Tyson Stiggers was out there hunting an interception.
Yeah, and he's lucky that he didn't get that picked off. But Wanwehe just getting out in flat, relying on his legs and creating on his own. Maybe not the way that that play was designed, but I love the way that God's power is using his legs.
Dowd back in there at quarterback. McKinney to his left. Pressure. Fires quickly far side. Complete right on the sideline for Kali Best. Only a pickup of 3, but they're at least able to turn it into a positive play. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, needing something like that to happen offensively. I think getting his first couple of first downs has made a difference for this Lions team. Look, this is a big-time 3rd down, and one of those downs that you anticipate that the Prosper Eagles may send a little bit more pressure.
They have to get to the 46-yard line on Prosper's side of the field to move the chains. Christian McIntosh, the tight end, motioning from left to right. They're going to have Wanwehe taking on the quarterback draw. He gets drilled by Cade Smallwood. Flag on the play, flying in from behind. It's going to be a hold against McKinney.
And they're going to decline this.
Holding. Offense. Number 50. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
And look at this, number 42, the sophomore, Smallwood. Whew. That is taking care of business from the linebacker spot.
No gain on the play, 4th down and 6, and McKinney again will have to punt. We saw them have a punt blocked in the first quarter. That led to a short field and a Prosper touchdown to take this 10-0 lead. Now Filsamy back out there to punt again. This time he's able to get it away cleanly up the right sideline. Bounced off a McKinney Lion. It'll be marked at the point where he touched it, right at the 25-yard line.
And so far, the McKinney Lions are having a hard time getting their offense in some type of rhythm. Trying to understand this Prosper defense, I think, is giving Wanwehe some problems up front. We saw him getting involved with his legs, picking up a few first downs, but they're going to have to be able to stretch this Prosper Eagle defense by making some throws down the field. If all you're going to present to them is a run, they're not going to be threatened by you at all.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here for Prosper at the 25-yard line. 10 Barge and the Eagles up 10-0 and looking for more. Near side, Javon Henry side swipes a defender and gets out across the 30 to the 31, a gain of 6.
And they open this game with that play, just making these guys go east and west. Again, you have to spread this defense out, make these guys run, get some screen plays going. I mean, you have to make them run, tire them out.
2nd and 5, handoff here for Anguiano. Flag on the play back behind. A couple of guys went flying. That signal seemed to indicate that it was going to be against McKinney. And now there's a McKinney player down after the play as well.
Holding. Defense. Number 92. The 10-yard penalty is added to the end of the run. First down. Timeout for an injured player.
Mike, I get a lot of holding penalties against defensive linemen in high school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's some pretty sophisticated stuff going on right there if you're going to call holding on a defensive player in high school. So, wow.
Kobe Rossborough, the one called for the penalty. And that will put the ball at the 46-yard line here for Prosper after the injury timeout, as there is a McKinney Lion down on the field.
I believe that's Cam Oliver. It's good to see Cam Oliver up on his feet and walking to the sideline. Don't know exactly what happened there, but maybe a shot to the ribs. That does not feel good. And hoping that number 15 can come back into this contest. And they are walking him straight to the tent.
So they wind the clock. 1st and 10 here for Prosper at the 46. 10 Barge. Handoff up the middle. No, he keeps it himself after faking it to Anguiano and gets right across the midfield stripe.
And I love this about Tim Barr. He is very aggressive as a quarterback, and he will pull that ball at the last minute. That is just repetition, and him and Leo Anguiano just practicing this over and over. He doesn't have any hesitation of pulling that ball at the last minute as soon as he sees that defensive end knifes down.
They mark it right at the 50. Handoff Anguiano, spins his way through a tackle. Picks up 5 on the play. Running hard is the junior, number 22.
Yeah, and he spins off of Mekhi Frazier. Mekhi Frazier, a guy that we've seen with some eliminating tackles so far in this game. Got to give credit where credit is due. That is a spectacular move in that A-gap.
He gets the ball to the 45-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 here for Prosper. Motion man is Clifford, left to right. 10 Barge. Handoff Anguiano, 1st down and then some as he continues to twist his way inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
And just the patience of this running game with Tim Barg, and again, Leo Anguiano, the junior, just being patient, running behind his pads, but also trusting his big offensive lineman to pave the way.
1st down and 10 at the 38. A timeout on the field.
Maybe not.
The quarterback for Prosper had to lead the game due to exposed blood. 1st down.
So Nathan Tenbarge left for a moment, but is back now. And he'll take the snap here on 1st down and 10. Handoff Anguiano. This time stood up. Riley Pettijohn there to meet him in the hole.
And that's where things are going to change for the Prosper Eagles, especially if you're trying to go with a zone, trying to get to the outside. These guys are just too fast. And you see number 7 right there. Guys, the number 5 linebacker in the nation. His father, Duke Pettijohn. You go up to upstate New York and Syracuse and you check the books, his dad is all over those records for sacks. Only a guy by the name of Dwight Freeney erased some of his numbers. He was pretty good too.
When you're in the same category as Dwight Freeney, you're doing some serious work. Quick throw near side, dangerous throw in and out of the hands of Lathan Latiolais. I'm not sure if Xavier Filsamy realized, but there was an opportunity to pick that pass off. Nobody ends up squeezing, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10, but that ball was there for the taking.
Coach Shavers, when he talked to us about his all-world safety, he said, look, he's one of those guys that he wants to make the hit. He's not one of those guys. He said plenty of opportunity. We look at tape. He's like, God, Xavier, you could have made an interception. No, he wants to make the hit.
3rd down and 10 here for Prosper. McKinney needs to get their defense off the field. Clifford in motion. Timeout, Prosper.
Second charge, timeout, Prosper.
Something about the way the McKinney defense reacted to the motion there of Clifford, Prosper didn't like, and they banged a timeout real fast.
Yeah, I think it was the lack of a reaction. They're trying to see what coverage, and I think they saw immediately, look, we don't have the coverage that we desire to try and get this play off. And I think for Coach Tyler Moore, that's a great timeout.
$196 of you have taken part in our poll question on the WFAA YouTube channel, asking who you think is going to win this football game tonight. 57% of you saying the McKinney Lions will get the win this evening and take home the District 5-6A championship. 43% of you on the Prosper Eagles. So far, those 43% have the better half of the way things have transpired thus far. 10-0 the score in favor of Prosper. And Alex McGregor, 26-yard field goal, capping off Prosper's first drive of the night. And then Bryce Robinson, right after Prosper had worked their way into a blocked punt, a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 2-0 on the first play of the second quarter. Now here mid-second quarter, a big 3rd down and 10. Play action fake for 10 Barge. Pressure on his heels, and he's taken down. Riley Pettijohn with the sack.
And it's just the speed. Look at the speed from the outside. As soon as Tinbar decides that he's going to run it, he doesn't realize that he has number 7 barreling down on him. Tell you what, man, this kid is, as advertised, one of the best in the nation, and he still has another year of high school. Goodness.
You said it earlier, the number 5 linebacker in America in the junior class. Phenomenally talented. And a big sack there to get the McKinney defense off the field. Prosper has to punt. They come after it, nearly got to it. A line drive punt up the right sideline. We'll see where the officiating crew says that ball went out of bounds.
Boy, talk about hot potato. That is one of those, get rid of it as soon as you touch it, not even thinking about it because you have no time.
They mark it right at the 20-yard line, and that's where McKinney's offense will get back to work. Heckma Harrison, they kind of need to finally get something rolling on the offensive side of the ball. So far, it has just been in fits and spurts for the Lions.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this whole drive for them is they've relied so heavily on the running game, and the Prosper defense is just, they are so dedicated to getting these stops. And look at this trick play on the reverse with God's power. He just decides to keep it. They bring both of their quarterbacks in, and Dodd and God's power. Bring him in with the reverse. He was looking for the pass, but the Prosper Eagle defense had it covered.
We've seen them, both teams now, go with some trickery and some double passes and some reverse handoffs, trying to catch the other team napping, and so far both defenses have been able to stay home.
You think winning this district championship is a little important?
Very much so. For both of these programs, we talked about it earlier, they've been on the come-up. A district championship would be quite the statement. That run, a nice statement from Brian Jackson as he spins his way out across the 30, and that's a first down run of 12.
Look at the big fella. He gets up hopping because that is his first big gain. This is who he is. He's used to that. First down.
And they mark it at the 33-yard line as Jackson, the USC commit, moves the chains. He's battled injury this year, had a dislocated elbow for a significant chunk of the season, but back healthy now and making an impact for his football team. Wanwehe now on the carry. God's power on Wanwehe getting to the outside. He's got the first down, but a flag down behind him at the 39-yard line.
Oh, that is going to cost. It may be a holding penalty at the end of that run, but God's power is so good. Just reading his blocks. And I told you, Mike, it's going to be hard for me to say anything negative about a kid that's first name is God's Power. So it's going to be all power, all positive stuff.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 14. The 15-yard penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. First down.
Collie Best called for the face mask, so that we've now seen a hold called on a defensive lineman.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
And a face mask called on an offensive player. This has been a wacky first quarter and a half. But that is a difficult penalty.
Holding on a defensive lineman. So, yeah, I would say.
Rory Bernard, our referee tonight. One of the best doing it, a collegiate official. Also does a lot of Texas high school football. He was the official on the field for the Conference USA Championship game a year ago. Doing this game here tonight, Prosper and McKinney. But they have been a bit active here in the first 20 minutes of this football game.
Yeah. A little unique, I tell you. Defensive holding penalty is that's on a defensive lineman. That's pretty unique in high school.
Yeah, you see it in the secondary all the time. You know, or of course against offensive linemen all the time. Holding on a defensive lineman is a rare penalty to see, really at kind of any level, but especially, like you said, at the high school level. First down and a mile, 1st and 19 officially. The handoff to Jackson, and they pick up 5.
And that's just what Jackson does. He's finishing these runs, and you see Junior Wilcox come in there at the end of that play, and boy, he runs into a freight train. Hard to stop a kid like that. Brian Jackson, I'm telling you, he's so impressive. Seeing this kid field level, just it's not doing it justice watching him on television.
To be as big as he is and have the feet that he does, it's a lot. Nice throw and catch on the far sideline. Collie Best hauls it in despite the hit from Junior Wilcox.
And you see when they come in with Dowd, he's the left-handed quarterback, but he is pinpoint accurate on that throw on the outside to Collie Best. Collie Best, who had the face mask penalty that took them back. That's a good job picking up the first down for number 14.
Jeremiah Dowd, the sophomore, he and God's Power Wanwehe exchanging roles at the quarterback position. Wanwehe back out there now on 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. McIntosh motioning left to right. Wanwehe looking to take off with a quarterback draw. Maybe got a yard.
And that's really just God's power, understanding that the pressure was on top of him before he wanted to unload that ball. Instead of making a bad decision with it, he decides to put the ball down and just run for it.
Andrew Ward, the senior, coming forward to make the tackle for Prosper. Under 3 minutes here in this second quarter, and so far, Heckma Harrison, this Prosper defense is pitching a shutout.
No, they really have, and I think it's just the discipline that they play with. You look all across the board, and the size of these guys, not really big, but they play as a unit.
Dowd, nice throw and catch over the middle. A first down as he finds Owen Fan, the backup tight end. And they move the chains into Prosper territory.
And stay with the hot. I mean, I'm staying with this kid. Jeremiah Dowd is getting this offense moving. I know that God's power just really presents another element for this offense, and he threatens these guys out on the edges, especially with Brian Jackson as his back. But I like the way that Jeremiah Dowd has come in and moved the chains.
1st and 10 at the 44 as they do bring Wanwehe back in. Handoff for Jackson, but he's bottled up. Maybe a gain of a yard.
Stay tuned for the Friday Night Football halftime show sponsored by Golden Chick. Golden Chick is the perfect post-game destination. Come in and see why we say one taste and you're golden at Golden Chick.
Much to come on that Friday Night Football halftime show. Performances from both teams' bands, drill teams, cheerleaders, halftime highlights, halftime stats. It's all coming your way in a minute and 36 seconds worth of game time. But not before God's power Wanwiye with flags behind him everywhere you look. Took it up the far sideline and had a first down, but there are 4 or 5 flags down on the field.
And Brian Jackson, look at this play, and this is just a football play. You see this guy trying to get your quarterback out, but they're going to get him for the blindside hit. That is something that they've taken away from football. They're just not going to allow it.
There was a time back when you and I were playing where that was a legal play. It is not a legal play anymore.
They called it keep your head on the swivel.
Right.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Offense, number 2. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
It is part of making the game safer. It is part of, frankly, extending the lifespan of this sport. Some of these changes were necessary. A play like that where you can make that block without exploding the kid and still impact his ability to get to the ball carrier and do it in a way where you don't risk giving the kid a concussion.
You know what, Mike? I've done this as an analyst, as a broadcaster long enough. I'm just no longer arguing that play. I'm just not. It's hard. It's hard to play this game. It's hard to be instinctive as a football player and practice it the way that we do without making that play. I don't know how else you teach it.
Second down and 23. We can come back to that. Deep shot up the sideline. Incomplete. He was looking for Jabre Bickham, but it's going to be third down and 23. I think the effort has to be made by coaches at this level, coaches at the youth level. It was hard 10, 15 years ago when guys who came up through the ranks playing youth football, high school football, college football, when that was how you played, and then in the pro game, all of a sudden they said, you can't do it anymore. That's a hard turn.
Third and final timeout, Prosper.
Prosper bangs a timeout here with $1:22 to play in the second quarter. That was a hard turn because how do you, like you're saying, you're used to playing the sport in that way for years and years since you were a little kid. This young man on the screen, for example, teach that young man to play the game where that's not a legal play. And if he knows from right now at, I'm guessing, 8, 10, 12 years old, that's not a legal play. When he's 17 and playing high school football on Friday nights, he knows it's not a legal play. When he's 21 and he's playing at USC, he knows it's not a legal play. When he's 28 and he's playing for the Ravens, he knows it's not a legal play, and it's ingrained in him. That's where there had to be a shift at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the direction things were going with head injuries in this sport. There had to be a shift if football was going to continue to be a thing. They've made a lot of changes that have allowed us to continue down this path and allow parents around the country to say, all right, you know what? If this is how they're doing things, I will let my son go out and play football. There were a lot of people, go back 10 years ago, that were saying, you know what? I don't think so. These changes have started to help that conversation. They were necessary, but you've got to start it at the youth level. It has to be from the very beginning because, like you're saying, if you've played it that way the whole way, to try and make that change is really hard. Third down and 23 out of the timeout. Dowd to the near sideline. Has a man, but undercutting it and picking it off is Prosper's Tyson Stiggers.
And that's a big play from Stiggers, who is reading Jeremiah Dowd the entire time. And he comes right over the top of that play. And Collie Best doesn't see him behind him. Otherwise, as a wide receiver, you want to try and go up and make a play for that ball. And if nothing else, knock the ball down and don't allow don't allow it to be intercepted. Man, I think for all that momentum and getting that offense going, that whole drive to end with an interception, I think, boy, that's got to take a little wind out from under yourselves. Perfectly worded, Mike. All I'm going to say is this. In football, it's such an instinctive bang-bang kind of a situation. You turn right there, and if you're Brian Jackson, you're asking him, instead of nail this guy, go for
Look
his shoulder.
at this here, up the near sideline, finally finding space is Leo Anguiano, and he takes it to the house. 67 yards. Touchdown, Prosper. They turn the Stiggers interception into a house call for Anguiano.
And you've been seeing this entire time Nathan Tinbar pulling that ball at the last minute, and finally he trusts Leo Anguiano in the hole, and just like that, he gets down the sideline for the big play and catches this McKinney Lions defense asleep.
Prosper used their third timeout right before that interception to preserve some time on the clock as they wanted to try and make something happen after they got the ball back. They got the ball back a play earlier than they thought they might have with the interception, and then on the very first play of the ensuing possession, 17-0 Prosper thanks to Leo Anguiano.
And watching this Prosper Eagles team and just throughout the years, the way that they win is by playing sound defense and just being so good on the offense. They've been setting that up for Leo Anguiano, and finally this offensive line gets a big enough hole for number 22 to run through, literally untouched.
It's Prosper ball to start the second half.
Yes. Yes, it is. This is a dangerous area for the McKinney Lions to be in.
FC Dallas 16 in the YouTube comments says touchdown Prosper. Onside kick here. This is interesting. Chance here on the return as Bickham brings it to the near sideline, out across the 50, and it's going to be good field position here for McKinney. The clock is still running after. That was bizarre because it didn't start, and then only 2 seconds came off.
That was very bizarre.
It was 1:02 when the touchdown was scored. It now reads 1 minute even. Certainly more than 2 seconds were required for that kickoff return. McKinney, the beneficiaries here with 3 timeouts and a minute to work with. And do they ever need some points here before the break? They'll start at the 48 in Prosper territory. Prosper showing blitz. Wanwihe to the air, complete. McIntosh twists his way inside the 40 to the 39, a pickup of 9.
Got to continue with this, and maybe it's the hurry-up offense that's going to help them get into a rhythm. You've seen a lot of teams, whether it be high school, college, or pro, doing that.
Wanwihe, far side, that ball tipped and caught.
Oh.
Prosper got a hand on it. Jonah McClendon with the tip, but look at this. Right to a McKinney Lion, Jabrae Bickham with the catch, and it's a first down.
God's power is so lucky that did not get intercepted and taken to the house right there. Very fortunate. That doesn't even sound right. God's power is lucky. God's power is never lucky. It's God's power. You know how hard it is to say that? Hey, God.
First and 10 at the 33. God's power, Wanwihe. Looking, trying to find somebody. Fires downfield, has a man. Nice catch. Toe tap inbounds. Christian McIntosh on the receiving end. First down, McKinney.
And all of that is set up by number 5, using his legs, getting out into the flat, and finding a wide receiver. Love this when he creates.
McKinney has done this without using a timeout. 33 seconds have come off the clock. But after starting at the 48, they've gone 30 yards. They now stand at the 18-yard line in Prosper territory, the deepest we have seen McKinney get all night. Timeout
Prior to the
Lions.
snap, timeout, McKinney, they're first.
Probably a good thing they called a timeout because the snap ended up back at the 40-yard line.
Yeah. No, this is, I think for Coach Shavers, you have to ask yourself, what are you thinking here? I was down on the field prior to this game starting, and their kicker had some length. I saw him make a few from right here. So how much length he has on it, I don't know, but I will say this. They probably are in range for this guy right now. And do you decide at some point, if you're not getting anything going, do you send your field goal unit out here so that you're not shut out here in the first half?
They will have probably at least 3 plays to work with here before they have to go that route. Maybe 4 if they hurry.
Boy, that is going to be playing it tight if you can get. You're saying 4?
I'm saying 4 if they hurry. Figure 6-7 seconds of play if you hurry. Certainly a space here where God's Power Wanwihe needs to be smart with the football and getting it out quickly. Certainly can't take a sack here. Over the middle, end zone shot, triple coverage knocked away. Tyson Stigger's got his hand on it. And some extracurriculars after the play here. I don't believe a flag was thrown.
Yeah, no flag thrown, but it may be some words exchanged. And only 6 seconds goes off the clock right there, and it brings up second down. What really makes me nervous in that situation is Wanwihe throwing into triple coverage. That could have been disastrous.
A ball that certainly could have been picked off. Stiggers knocked it away. Now Wanwihe with 5 wide receivers, 3 to his left. Pressure off his left side, tries to dance away, and he does take a sack. McKinney will have to bang a timeout. 14 seconds left in the half. The pressure came from Jonah McClendon. The sack finished off by Prosper's Langdon Miller.
McKinney, they're second. Please reset the game clock to 15 seconds.
So they'll put 1 tick back on the clock at 15. McKinney with 1 timeout remaining.
When they went to an empty backfield, you knew that the Prosper Eagles were going to bring some pressure. They generated that with Jonah McClendon coming off of the edge, and he gets to the quarterback, Wanwihe. 15 seconds left here. Big time decisions to be made, but at some point, do you ask yourself, look, are we going to try and get out of here with some points, or on third down, go to the end zone? They do have 1 more timeout left.
Yes. Yeah, so they've got enough time and the timeout to work with. They haven't taken their, just as we said it, the in-house scoreboard that feeds our scoreboard data on your screen did take that second timeout away from McKinney. 1 remaining is correct. But 15 seconds and a timeout left is more than enough time to be able to take at least that 1 more shot. From where they are right now, it would be a 36-yard field goal. Dowd in there, a quarterback, and he takes a sack. 10 seconds left, and they'll have to use their final timeout. 4th down and 15. And now you have to wonder, did that just knock them out?
McKinney.
Did that just knock them out of field goal range?
Yeah, and you were talking about that earlier. Jeremiah Dowd obviously didn't get the memo. You cannot take a sack, throw it away, do whatever you have to do, but those 5 yards that they lost may have been the difference from going for the field goal.
Please click the like button, click the subscribe button here on the WFAA YouTube channel as we bring you a high school football game every week, all season here on Friday Night Football. We've had the pleasure to have some really good football games this season. Anna and Salina back in September, going to 4 overtimes. Stephenville and Decatur, a 56-55 thriller that ended after 1 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter how late the game goes, we'll be here. Duncanville and DeSoto, 6 days ago, a Saturday affair that was the biggest high school football game all season long across the state. Now this one here, Prosper and McKinney out of the timeout, no field goal. They're going to throw end zone, and it's picked off. Look out here on the return. Nothing doing for Prosper, but Trevor Ellis ends the drive for McKinney. And with 2 seconds left on the clock here in the second quarter, the shutout stands for the Eagles.
And that is a back-breaking turnover, and Trevor Ellis is back in coverage, and he undercuts it to Cali Best. They are going to stay with these wide receivers and not allow any open shots for the sophomore Jeremiah Dowd. That's great coverage by the Prosper Eagles. I told you coming into this game, this defense is fantastic. First half, pitching a shutout.
A kneel down here for Nathan Tenbarge, and the opening half is in the books, and it was all Prosper. 17-0 Eagles. Their defense pitching a shutout, a blocked punt leading to the first touchdown of the game, and Leo Anguiano with a 67-yard house call to add to the lead. The interception here to finish off the half thanks to Trevor Ellis, and Prosper is in control at the break in the District 5-6A championship game on Friday Night Football. As we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here, Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison here with you. 17-0 the score at halftime in favor of the Prosper Eagles, ranked 19th in the state. Let's show you how we got to this point with our halftime highlights, sponsored by Golden Chick, and it was Prosper that got things started early on in this football game. The completion over the middle here to Blake Summers, and he would make his way inside the 15. That would lead to a 26-yard field goal from Alex McGregor, and Heckma Harrison Prosper was out to a 3-0 start.
And you started to see the momentum shift immediately after Summers made that catch, and everything for the Lions started to just go downhill. This block punt was really just a cherry on top of that first half, and just so many things just starting to snowball. Got to give a lot of credit to this kid right here, because Nathan Tenbarge had himself a heck of a first half. I mean, if it wasn't just for just the RPO runs that he had, but you see right there, him and Leo Anguiano just really made that first half to go, and also Bryce Robinson.
Robinson had the touchdown run there to make it 10-0. Then the interception here, cutting in front, was Tyson Stiggers to pick it off for Prosper right before halftime. And Heckma, would they ever take advantage of that turnover? The very next play from scrimmage, it's Anguiano taking it 67 yards to the house.
That's the play that I'm talking about. Anguiano right there. I think it just kind of took a lot of the wind out of the sails from this Lions defense. They just continued to just pound on them. They set this play up perfectly, and there's nothing that McKinney can do about it, because by the time they realized that Tenbarge didn't have the ball, Anguiano is already running to the pylon.
There were some chances here late in the first half for McKinney to find the scoreboard, but the interception on the 4th and 15 with 2 seconds left comes courtesy of Trevor Ellis, and Prosper has pitched a shutout through 2 quarters of play here on McKinney's home field. Give you a look at our halftime stats to this point. Really, from a yardage perspective, Heckma, it's been relatively even for these two teams. A slight edge for Prosper, as you see here, 183 to 130. The passing yards almost exactly equal. First downs relatively even. Prosper with the edge in rushing yards, but a lot of that edge, of course, coming on the one Leo Anguiano touchdown run. The 2 turnovers are crucial. The blocked punt is crucial. The penalties are crucial.
You know, the penalties have been the story of this game for the McKinney Lions, because some of these penalties have been drive-killing penalties, and it's taken them back. I mean, you think about it in the beginning, at the first quarter, God's Power has a big run that's called back by a face mask penalty. Things like that have continued to happen to this Lions squad, but the turnovers, like you said, this is the biggest part. They're throwing these interceptions at inopportune times, just killing drives, and any momentum that they're looking at going into halftime with, or even stealing in this game, has been just taken away because of those 2 turnovers.
Prosper will have the football to start the second half. That seems to matter quite a bit. This is a spot where, heck, McKinney's got to have a stop. and they need to get things rolling offensively if they're going to get back in this football game.
Well, they got to find an answer for this Prosper defense. This Prosper defense is giving them all they can handle. They're giving them multiple looks and bringing pressure from different places, and they can't figure out where it's coming from. They have so much speed on the outside that's been nullified by this great Eagles defense, and I think we're all shocked. I don't know if anyone thought that they would be blanked here in the first half, but McKinney has to do something offensively to get this defense either some rest, put some points on the board, and get back in this game.
It was McKinney that was the team that had the defense we were all talking about coming into this game, with Division I talent pockmarking their starting lineup. Really, really gifted defense, and they are. I don't mean to say that they're not, but if you were to take a straw poll, I think, of the media here at McKinney ISD Stadium before the game, hey, which team's going to pitch a first-half shutout? You might have had more people pick McKinney. We talked about it before the game. This was kind of a coin flip type game between these two teams. If you just look at them on paper coming in, so far Prosper has just played better football.
No, they really have, man, and they have continued to pound on them. And McKinney, with all of the things that they like to do, they like to get behind Jackson's running game. The Eagles have pretty much shut that down. It's become null and void. Even when they tried to go with any passes, nothing is happening there either. So, boy, it's just so much that McKinney's had to do. Let's see the adjustments that they have made in the half, at the half. And thank you for watching the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by Golden Chick.
And as that was airing, an onside kick recovered by Prosper just barely. McKinney went with the surprise onside, but Prosper was able to pounce on top of it. Tyson Stiggers, who has been Johnny on the spot a couple times in this football game already. Of course, the interception we showed you just moments ago. This time, he pounces on the onside kick. And it will be Prosper football with good field position at the plus 49 to start this second half.
Yeah, they had to try something. Right now, even you think about going into the end of the first half and knowing that Prosper was going to get the ball back. Really right here, Mike, if Prosper's able to punch this in and get another score and make this 24-0, and this is what they call an uphill climb for the McKinney Lions to get back in this game.
Have to have a stop here. Handoff Anguiano into the mess in the middle, and he'll push his way forward for 4, maybe 5 on the play. He has run hard all night tonight. A young man, a junior running back that was thrust into more action. He was a key piece for their running game to begin with. But the injury to Josh Martinez, who came back last week for the Allen game at 8 carries for 10 yards, trying to work his way back from injury. He played the first 4 weeks of the season, but then hadn't played since September going into last week's Allen game. He's still not fully back to being himself, and Angriano has really done a nice job of taking on that top back mantle and moving the chains for Prosper all night tonight, and he does it again right here.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if there's been any significant drop-off, I don't think anyone from Prosper would even complain about it from the way that Leo Anguiano has been running. He has been steady Eddie. The guy hadn't fumbled. He's making sure that when he falls, he's falling forward. He's taking some hits too, okay? Mekhi Frazier has met him in the hole. Riley Pettijohn, he is running into these defenders and getting back up and asking for it again.
Here he goes again, right up the middle. Falling forward to the 31, a gain of 6. Take a look at the YouTube comments. Andrew Hughes, I promise you, the red eyes that I'm dealing with right now has nothing to do with any extracurricular activities. It has everything to do with some champagne in the eyes back in Houston after the ALCS. So I understand your philosophy. It does kind of look that way, but I promise you, that's not what we were doing at halftime here in the broadcast booth.
Hey, Mike, I think, you know what? I've been accused of a lot of things in my life, but this is the first.
Oh, man.
Wow. Nowhere to go but up from here, Mike.
Hey, you know what? I don't even blame him for throwing that theory out there.
That's a bad joke.
Listen, my eyes are struggling. 1st and 10 for Prosper at the 24. Anguiano again, picking his way forward. Eventually, Filsamy fills the hole and pushes him back, but not before he gains 4 more.
Just another one of those great runs from Leo. Saying so tough. This guy, I'm telling you, not a lot of twitch and a lot of wiggle to him. He is not trying to juke out this entire defense. He's just trying to find a hole, get up in it, get some positive yardage, and bring up second and manageable. Each and every down that they do this on first down, when they pick up 3-4 yards, it opens up their playbook completely.
2nd down and 6 right at the 20-yard line. Anguiano again, big hole right side, cut back inside the 10. Leo Anguiano to the house. "20 yards on the touchdown run for Leo Anguiano. He's got his 2nd of the night.
And Deuce Vaughn give up some eligibility, go back to high school. This kid, Leo Anguiano, is running eerily familiar to a guy that I know that plays professional ball. He is weaving in and out of traffic behind those big offensive linemen. They can't find number 22. And, man, this is going to be big for the McKinney Lions to overcome this deficit.
Extra point is up and through, 24-0. The 19th ranked Prosper Eagles on the strength of 2 Leo Anguiano touchdown runs, and they are in control early 3rd quarter in the District 5-6A championship game on Friday Night Football.
WFAA Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses. It's the heart that makes up the game. The triumph of human spirit, its agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify communities. We give you the stats, but inspire you with the stories, the unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable. We bring it to you all because sports lives in all of us.
24-0 the score in favor of Prosper. McKinney with some work to do on their home field on senior night. 9:06 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And if Marcus Shaver's team is going to find a comeback this evening, kind of feels like it's got to start right about now.
Yeah, this is the place where they have to be. They have to tell themselves, look, down 24, we got a full half to go. We have the best defense on the field, but we've got to find a way right now, gentlemen, to get some points up on the board. We cannot be sitting here at 0. Everything that we've worked for is still in front of us.
It's God's Power One Wehang to start at quarterback to begin the 2nd half, and nowhere for him to go. Langdon Miller throws him down for no gain.
And this defense has been like this entire game, not allowing Wanwihe to run into any clear holes to get through to. He's gotten on the outside, but running through the middle of the teeth of this defense, that's just not allowing him to do it. These guys have been so stout in the middle of this defense. I am really impressed with the way this Prosper defense is playing.
2nd down and 10, Wanwihe with Jackson as his lead blocker. Picking his way forward for give him 5 on the carry right to the 30-yard stripe.
Yeah, again, they went away from it in the first half, just trying to allow Wanwihe to create with his legs. Now they're using Brian Jackson as a lead blocker. And this is going to bring up another big 3rd down as they bring Jeremiah Dodd off the bench.
They've got to get right to the 35-yard line. Dowd looking, and he's taken down. The pocket collapsed on him immediately. Laird, Hansen, Felter.
And look
finishing
at Laird.
Him off.
Look at Laird in the middle of, right coming off of the edge. He's going man-to-man with Courtney Eberhardt. Eberhardt at 295 getting driven back to the quarterback. Again, this Prosper defense just has not lit up. They have been unrelenting. and getting to the quarterback and applying pressure on this Lions offense.
So McKinney has to punt it away, down 24-0. The punt landing right on the sideline, right around midfield. They will mark it at the 47 in McKinney territory. Just nothing has gone right tonight for the McKinney Lions.
No, nothing at all. And everything that we would have thought that they could have come in with and relied upon, it just hasn't been there for them. Man, it's just a tough game all around. Maybe a lot of tape out here to learn from if you're the McKinney Lions, but I'm sure for Coach Shavers, if we had an opportunity to talk to him after this game, he would say, man, there's no way we played our game.
So Prosper takes over, 1st and 10 at the 47, in firm control and looking for more. Handoff for Bryce Robinson, strung out to the right side, a gain of 1. Filsamy there to help finish him off.
Yeah, and Filsamy again, he's not one of those guys that's going to go for a whole bunch of jukes. You see this kid is like a Scud missile. He gets up on you, and he is so physical. He and DeAndre Shepard with the tackle on the outside. Maybe this defense has to be the difference here. Make a play, get a strip, interception, something. They have got to turn the tide as time is slowly getting away from them.
That's who this team is. They are built on their defense with Ashton McShane and Jordan Covington and Jonathan Agamadu and Makai Frazier and Riley Pettijohn and Xavier Filsamy, Zadian Gentry, DeAndre Shepard, all these guys looking to go play Division I ball. Most of them very, very likely to go play high-level Division I ball. That's who they are. It hasn't been their night to this point. They need to come up with some plays here in the second half, and they need to do it quick.
And when you say make some plays, this is get the ball back. And even getting the ball back, it's like, what has your offense done to even pressure this this Prosper Eagles defense? This defense has had no problems with handling anything from a speed or power component. The Prosper Eagles are prepared today for whatever the Lions bring to them.
Out of the timeout called by Prosper, it will be 2nd down and 9. Midway through quarter number 3. 2 wide receivers to the top of the formation for 10 Barge. Quick throw that way. Complete, 1st down and then some. Lathan Lachele. Shout out Allison Alexander in the YouTube comments for the assist on the pronunciation. Lachele on the receiving end. And a 1st down for Prosper.
And the thing about it is we both went over it. We both broke it down phonetically. You asked me.
We gave it our best guess.
I asked you. Then we went on the broadcast and we said, this is what we're going with. And how wrong were we?
Pretty wrong, yeah.
Bad in every area.
Oh, that snap gets by 10 Barge, and he just has to pounce on it at the 49-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 15 for Prosper. Some miscommunication for the Eagles there.
Wow. That is the only thing that has happened today that hasn't gone in the way of the Prosper Eagles.
So to peel back the curtain for you a little bit, in a normal week where the Rangers aren't winning the World Series, we would have had about a half-hour conversation with Prosper head coach Tyler Moore, talked through the whole team, gotten pronunciations on all these kids. This was just not that week. We did not have the time for that this week, so our apologies to Lathan Lachele, but now finally we're saying this young man's name correctly. Nice throw and catch on the far side. Austin Haley on the receiving end, his 4th reception of the season. Are they going to say he was out of bounds? I apologize. Incomplete. It will be 3rd down and 24 as they'll bring it back to the 48-yard line.
Maybe this is the hold and the errant snap that the Lions need. Let's see if they can make something of it. Force a 4th down and a punt.
Prosper's got to get all the way to the 24-yard line. They won't do it with this handoff here. up the middle in the hands of Bryce Robinson, and it will be 4th down and long for the Eagles. Ball at the 44-yard line. At the moment, it looks like they're leaving their offense, and there comes the punt unit.
Yeah, that's just a little hesitation to let you know, hey, we're not going to hurry this thing up. We have time on our side, so we're not rushing it at all. Plenty of time on the play clock, and you have a dangerous DeAndre Shepard back to receive a punt.
Line drive punt fielded at the 5-yard line. McKinney's going to try and make something of this, and they will not be allowed. T.J. Jones with the tackle for Prosper. Shepard tried to make something happen. It looked like on a line drive kick he might have a chance, but Jones there to make the tackle. There is a flag on the near side at the 25-yard line, and our officiating crew is kicking that around now.
It's like another penalty that's going to go against the McKinney Lions. So far, Prosper playing error-free, no penalties.
Illegal ball outside block on the receiving team. Half distance to the goal. First down.
We appear to have had a referee change at halftime. That is not Rory Bernard, who was our first half official.
My next question was going to be, I wasn't with you yesterday. I know I'm not sleep deprived. Either that brother just lost a whole lot of weight real quick. I'm just looking on the field. I was having a hard time with that.
Oh, heck, but you can't do this to me, man. I'm on 2 hours sleep. I'm going to die.
Oh, my God. Did you see the look on my face? I was waiting on you. I know you've interviewed this referees, these guys before. You told me all about the special that you know.
So
yes,
a little necessary backstory here.
What?
Rory Bernard, the gentleman who was wearing the white hat in the first half, that is not Rory Bernard on your screen right now. Rory Bernard was part of a story we did over the summer on a special officiating crew that they have within the DFOA. So I know Rory a little bit. It's why I had the backstory that he was on the field as the white hat at the Conference USA Championship game a year ago. But I apologize. I am not familiar with the gentleman wearing the white hat now. I don't know if that's our umpire, Jeremy Epps, who has replaced Bernard as the white hat. It looks like, is that the field judge? Chris Booker, perhaps? I think there's an F on his back. So I do not know what has happened to our friend Rory Bernard, but it looks like we may be down to a 6-man crew here for the second half of this football game. In a fast-moving third quarter, I think we just giggled away the last 3 minutes of this football game. 3rd down and 7. Nice move, nice play by Jabray Bickham to pick up the first down as he was in trouble, 1.5 yards shy, and he was able to break the tackle.
And that is a play on 3rd and 7 that, Mike, I just believe that you had to have. And again, the sophomore Jeremiah Dodd comes in and throws an absolute dot to Bickham on the outside. 3rd and 7, and able to pick up the first down there for the McKinney Lions.
First and 10 at the 22. Dowd over the middle, on a line, bobbled and caught on the run, and off to the races to the end zone goes Christian McIntosh for the touchdown. What a catch and run.
Is there a way possibly to bobble the ball to yourself ahead to get away from the tackle? And Christian McIntosh, I mean, I don't know, sometimes better to be lucky than good, and he, number 13, is absolutely lucky. He pushes that ball ahead. Otherwise, he's tackled, or at least the ball is knocked out of his hands but I believe that was the play that the Lions needed. It's a minute 55 left in this game.
And they're going to go for 2 here. It is a 3-score game if they could get 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions, but they will not get 3 2-point conversions. Nowhere to go for Brian Jackson. It will stay 24-6. But the McKinney Lions are on the board. Take another look at this play. Jeremiah Dowd over the middle. Christian McIntosh, bobble, 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 see ya. 78 yards, and McKinney has some life late third quarter on Friday Night Football.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkin.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Another onside kick try here from McKinney, but again, Prosper up to the task. This time it goes right into the belly of Junior Wilcox. I don't blame them for trying. They've got a kicker that does a halfway decent job at it. One more sideways bounce and you may be onto something, but so far they're 0 for 2.
Yeah, no, it's not fooling anybody, and I'm sure for Prosper, they already got their hands team ready for this. They understand, like right now, McKinney is in a situation where they have to try and get the ball back. Don't worry, you can keep battling all you want to, but we're going to figure out a way to try and get the ball back if you're the McKinney Lions defense.
1st and 10, quick throw, tipped and incomplete. Oh, Zadian Gentry saw himself an opportunity, and you called it earlier.
Yeah, and again, he's right there. He saw it before, and Gentry, man, you got to come away with that one, boy. Your team needs that. If he's able to pick that off and take it to the house, we may have a new ball game here.
2nd down and 10. There is time to work with here, but they would have to really hustle. Nice jump cut to get across midfield and pick up 7 on the play. Bryce Robinson on the carry, and it will be 3rd and 3.
And Bryce Robinson and Leo Anguiano are 2 running backs that really have similar styles. I can only say that Bryce Robinson to me has a little bit more wiggle to him.
Injury time on the field.
But gosh, man, these running backs are so good. If you're trying to figure out a way or look for some tape on how to beat the Prosper Eagles, this may not be the tape to watch.
It appeared to be Robinson, the young man who carried the football, who stayed down after the play. He's back up on his feet and being walked off. You see at the very top of your frame there on the left side. We've seen he and Leo Anguiano handle most of the ball carrying duties tonight. On 3rd down and 3, it's going to be Anguiano on the field alongside Nathan Tenbarge. They've got to get to the 42 on McKinney's side of the field for a 1st down. McKinney walking defenders up toward the line of scrimmage. Tenbarge is going to keep it himself, gets out the back door. Tenbarge across the 30, breaking a tackle and dragging a Lion to the 20-yard line.
Nathan Tenbarge is just so good. And he is a bit of a magician with that ball, and you can tell Jordan Covington, number 11, he's looking around just trying to figure out who actually has the ball. Tenbarge, at the last minute, he pulls that ball out. He allows for that containment to close down, and he just, like you said, escapes out the back door. Another big gain for the Prosper Eagles.
Second down and 10 at the 19. 53 seconds and moving third quarter. McKinney again in a spot where they have to get a stop. Up the middle, nowhere to go this time for Anguiano. Trevor Iwerbor hanging on for dear life and taking him down for maybe a gain of a half a yard.
And just the physicalness of number 99, Iwerbor, the nose tackle junior. That's a big kid. A lot of youth sprinkled through this roster for the Lions. It's at the end of these guys. They're going to continue to come back to the well until they get it right.
Second down and 10. 10 Barge to the air. Over the middle, tipped and bobbled and incomplete. Nearly picked off by a couple different Lions, but it was certainly Jamarcus DeMar that had the best chance at this one.
And DeMar, another opportunity. Another opportunity. How many times have we seen passes from 10 Barge bounce off of a receiver? And if you guys have never heard this saying before, tips and overthrows, you gotta get those. That's just all across the board on defense. You gotta do it.
It was DeMar that had the ball in his hand. McShane kind of had a chance at it after DeMar nearly squeezed it. And now on third down and 10, Prosper's going to have to bang another timeout here. And 10 Barge looked a little frustrated there that they needed to use one.
So second and a half, 30 seconds.
Well, 7 seconds left in the quarter, and they had full 25 seconds left on the play clock.
That's a good point, too.
I don't know why they took the timeout. I was looking, maybe the play clock was winding down, and it wasn't. But again, if you're the Prosper Eagles, it's just a matter of just the perfection, getting it right, and making sure you got the right play called at the right time.
(24-6) our score in favor of Prosper. The Eagles on their first offensive possession drove downfield, got an Alex McGregor 26-yard field goal to lead 3-0. A blocked punt led to a short field and eventually a Bryce Robinson 2-yard touchdown run to lead 10-0. And then a late second quarter interception led to Leo Anguiano's first of 2 touchdown runs, a 67-yarder. Now up 24-6, third and 10 on what will probably be the final play of the third quarter. It's Anguiano that gets hit hard right at the 14-yard line. Makai Frazier with the tackle. It will be fourth down for Prosper on the first play of the fourth quarter. 24-6, Eagles with the lead on a special Thursday night, final week of the regular season edition of Friday Night Football.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
"12 minutes on the clock in the regular season. 24-6, Prosper with the lead in the District 5-6A championship game. The number 19 team in the state rankings in 6A, leading on the road, and they'll look to add to that lead with a field goal attempt here on the first play of this final frame. It will be a 31-yarder from the right hash. McGregor's already hit one today from 26. This one from 31. No good, wide to the right.
Oh, he pushed it. He pushed it. It looked good. Definitely had plenty of leg. But if you're the McKinney Lions, man, that's promising. Get another hold. Let's see if you could do something offensively. Boy, they got some luck the last time from McIntrust. They're going to have to go hurry up, and they come right back with Jeremiah Dodd, probably their best quarterback as far as his throwing ability.
The sophomore back in there. He'll hand off. Spin move here from Brian Jackson, working his way through the Prosper defense. A big carry there from Brian Jackson, the senior.
And Brian Jackson is down on the field.
Injury timeout.
Jackson being helped back to his feet by his teammates now, but holding that left leg in the air. That is the last thing the McKinney Lions want to see. That is the last thing Lincoln Riley wants to see. The USC-bound senior, one of the best running backs in the country, trying to walk off that left leg right now. With each step, it looks a little better, but that will bring Wyndham Thompson to dot the I. Dowd with the play action fake, looking deep. He's got a man wide open up the middle of the field, and he overshot him. Collie Best had split the safeties.
And Best is it, man, number 14. He opened up this game. He had a step on the defender. They missed him. And finally, they come right back to it. And Best, with enough space, all they needed is for the sophomore, Jeremiah Dodd, to just make the throw. And he overthrew him.
2nd down and 10. Still a good bit of time left in this game, but McKinney really has to hurry. The dive up the middle in the hands of Thompson. A gain of 2.
You know, I just think for me, when it comes down to the time that you have left and plays that you have in your playbook, let's stop being coy about it. We know we're behind. We have to throw the ball. Man, hey, air this sucker out.
Third down and 8. Dowd in there at quarterback. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left. Make it 3 on the motion man. Quick throw over the middle, complete. That'll be enough for a first down. Collie Best on the receiving end, and they're into Prosper territory.
And get right back to the line of scrimmage. Right back to the line of scrimmage. 10:34 left. You could still chip away at it. Gonna take a lot of luck.
Mekhi Frazier, their stud linebacker, also a key running back for them, in right now in the absence of Brian Jackson. Nice move here by Collie Best on the sideline. He's got another first down. Ball down to the 33 in Prosper territory.
And the senior Best with the move gathers himself after the catch and still ends up picking up more yak. You love that from your senior on senior night here in McKinney.
Brian Jackson back on the sideline with the helmet in his hand, jogging down the sideline to a coach saying, hey, I'm ready to go back in there. Dowd pressured, gets the throw away, incomplete. Wyndham Thompson, the intended target, no flag.
Yeah, good job. Good job there by Dowd, not taking the sack, getting rid of the ball, feeling that pressure coming down on him again. The Prosper Eagles are just manufacturing so much pressure.
Second down and 10. They've got to get to the 23 to move the chains. It is still a 3-score game, down 18. Over the middle, complete. Breaking the initial tackle was Sincere Blakely. He gets to the 28-yard line, a gain of 5. Clock now under 10 minutes left.
Yeah, Sincere Blakely looked like he's taking a loss. He's going backwards, but then ends up picking up some positive yardage. Going to bring up a big third down, but I think you're in 4-down territory anyway if you're the McKinney Lions.
I think you might be in 4-down territory the rest of the night if you're Marcus Shavers. Dowd has stayed in there a quarterback in this must-throw scenario, right in and out of the hands of Blakely. He put it on him, but that thing had some sauce on it.
No, it really did. That was, again, you've seen with so much pressure in the face of this quarterback, they really don't have time to think about it, getting the ball out in a hurry.
4th down and 5. Owen Fan, the backup tight end, comes on. Bickham comes off. Again, they've got to get to the 23 to move the chains. Blakely to the left side, so is Fan in the H-back spot. McIntosh on the far side, along with Kali Best. Brian Jackson back on the football field here. I beg your pardon, that's Frazier. To the air, complete for Best. Breaks a tackle inside the 15. Kali Best, the senior on senior night, with a big play, and McKinney's in the red zone.
And you see number 14, Best, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's such a playmaker. He's still looking to try and make a play. Do something to get some more points on the board for your team. I love the way that this McKinney Lions team is continuing the battle.
Under 9 minutes to play. They still have to hurry. Wanwehe now comes in at quarterback. He'll go to the air. Looking near side, they try the wheel route. He had his man, Kali Best, just overshot him. They had the play set up where Best could have come up the near sideline.
And perfect play design, perfect play call, going right back to your playmaker, number 14. You know, he's the kind of guy that has the wiggle to make a first defender miss. And so all you have to do if you're Wanwehe is put that ball on number 14 and allow him to make a play.
Brian Jackson back on the field, number 2. Dowd back in there at quarterback in shotgun. Jackson to his right, 3 wide receivers to his left. Dowd to the air, near side, knocked away. The break on the ball there by T.J. Jones was nearly enough to get his hands around the football.
Boy, T.J. Jones almost sent this whole McKinney Lions side of the field to the exits, because if he picks that off, it is what you call good night, Irene.
3rd down and 10 on the breakup there from Jones. They've got to get inside the 5 for a first down. Dowd, end zone shot, open man, and he overshot his intended target. McIntosh was open in the corner, and it's 4th down.
And you got a young quarterback here, and Jeremiah Dowd, who is going to have plenty of time to develop. Partner, you know, as being a quarterback, though, it's the throws that you don't make that haunt you the most. And there's situations like that that you recall those in your sleep. And you just say, had I waited just another second, I would have been able to set my feet and make the throw that I needed at the pylon.
Instead, it's 4th down. They've got to get inside the 5. Pressure, he finds a man over the middle. It's McIntosh, and McIntosh is in on 4th and 10. Dowd and McIntosh hook up again. Touchdown, McKinney.
Can I change his name just for the score to McIntosh? Because he pretty much drugged number 7 into the end zone. Andre Ward with him. McIntosh was not going to be denied. And I continue to say this, the way that this McKinney Lions team has battled from the moment they came out for the second half, you know, this is, hey, I really appreciate these guys not just laying down and relinquishing the district title to the Prosper Eagles.
Wanwehe on here now for the 2-point conversion try. Motion man is Jackson. Wanwehe rolling out. Run pass option. Pressured. Fires. Incomplete. The pressure from Jonah McClendon, a young man who's been battling injury but still out there making plays for this Prosper defense. Another 2-point conversion try goes begging. It will stay 24-12.
And initially you think that Wanwehe has an opportunity to make a throw to Sincere Blakely out in the flat in the end zone. just not able to make that throw, doesn't trust it, he keeps it, and ends up making an errant pass that sails out of bounds.
So the two-point conversion tries have not worked out for McKinney. However, back-to-back touchdowns from the Lions, and with 8:14 left in this football game, they have life. They don't have a lot of time, but there's still enough time. They have life right now in the District 5-6A championship game.
Well, it does make life interesting, that's for sure. Now they're going to attempt another onside kick, and you can see that the Prosper Eagles receiving team, they are ready for it.
They certainly won't surprise them. There's no two ways about that. They've already kicked 2 onside kicks. Watch, now they'll kick it deep. Oh no, it's going to be right up the middle with the onside kick. A flag is going to be out for, I believe, an offside violation against McKinney's kick team. I think they were across the 40 before that ball was contacted by the kicker's foot. But regardless, Prosper recovered for a third consecutive onside kick try.
It was either going to be that or an illegal touching.
Kicking team. 5 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
One more look at it here.
Yeah, they get him clearly. Offsides by the McKinney Lions. They're just trying to make something happen with 8:14 left here in the fourth. And you know these Prosper Eagles, they're going to just continue to grind it out and run the ball. They trust their defense.
Anguiano, nowhere to go, a loss of a yard on the play.
And that's Riley Pettyjohn rolling away from that tackle. Really impressed with this kid. Sky's the limit. Everybody in the nation is offering number 7. And I can see why.
Clock continues to bleed. McKinney with all 3 timeouts. Prosper down to just the 1. Second and 11. Anguiano falls forward for a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 9. Little extracurriculars after the play, but no flags.
You got Zayden Crepin and Riley Pettyjohn. They're getting tangled up. That's a sophomore left tackle. And number 74, boy, that is a big kid.
You know who we haven't talked about yet tonight, and we need to, is Ellis Davis.
Oh, he's
the right tackle from Prosper. He's 6'7", 275. 4-star prospect on his way to Texas Tech, an absolute mountain of a human. That's some miscommunication on the far side between Tenbarge and his intended target. Javon Henry ran a go route. Tenbarge thought he was getting a comeback. And that is not only a 3rd down stop for McKinney, but a stoppage of the clock with 6:47 left here in the 4th on an incomplete pass. A dream scenario here for the Lions defense as they get the 3 and out. And a flag.
0 of the offense. Spot foul, 4th down.
So a logical call there. I mean, there was nobody in the vicinity. It wasn't because he was. It wasn't because he was trying to avoid a sack, but there was no receiver anywhere in the vicinity because of the miscommunication. So they lose the yardage as well, and McKinney's going to get the football back here. Still down 2 scores, but still 6:47 left to play in this football game.
Not going for the block, which is surprising. And look at this kick angled to the sideline.
From the 12-yard line, Kali Best able to get out to the 28, 29-yard line, and that's where we will see the Lions offense go back to work.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time, 6:33. And that last possession by the Prosper Eagles couldn't have gone any worse. Not only do they the miscommunication on that last pass where you get the grounding, you don't burn a lot of time either. And you allow for this McKinney team to take over with 6:33 left here in the fourth. Quick score here changes everything.
1st and 10 for Dowd, the sophomore. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of McIntosh.
When you have, I mean, Jeremiah Dowd has been throwing putting some dots on these guys, and they've been dropping them. That's a bad drop right there from a guy Christian.
From a guy who's had a fantastic second half.
No, absolutely, but that is a play you need.
To the air again. This time, hauling it in was Jackson, but he's snowed under. No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Again, this defense won't be fooled in situations like that. You're not going to, this Prosper Eagle defense, I'm telling you, this is a special group. And this is a complete team also, by the way. Special teams, offense and defense, they play together. I can point to the quarterback and say that he's had a special night, but it's been because of so many other things that he's been able to play the way that he has.
3rd down and 10 now, though. McKinney needs to make something happen quickly here. Dowd looking deep up the middle. He's got Best, and he overshot him. Collie Best was wide open up the seam. It should have been 6.
If it's not for the drops, if it's not for the overthrows, this is one of those games that, I'll tell you what, if you're a McKinney Lion, when you go back to the tape and you look at it, you're going to see there's a ton of missed opportunity on this tape. Time is ticking down.
4th down and 10. Down to 5 on the play clock. They need to get the snap off quickly, and Shavers and his coaching staff see it and have to burn their first time out.
Offense. First half. 30 seconds.
I do have an update from our referee tonight. Rory Bernard just hit me back with a text message. Said he pulled a calf in the first half.
Oh, okay.
So that is why he has relinquished the white hat to who I believe is his field judge. I still haven't had a chance to see his back, but I believe that that's Chris Booker. I think that there was an F on that gentleman's back. I believe that's Chris Booker that took over as the white hat for the second half. Rory Bernard, our referee tonight, friend of the program. And yes, there we go. He right on cue turned his back to show me the F on his back. That's our field judge tonight, Chris Booker, who took over as the white hat with Rory Bernard pulling a calf. See, it's not just the players sometimes that have injuries, it's the officials as well. And unfortunately, Rory Bernard falling victim to that tonight. But we talked about it earlier. One of the top officials around DFW does a lot of college work as well.
Come on, Rory, man. You can't be out here pulling your calf, man. Big game like this.
4th down and 10. Deep shot. McIntosh incomplete. McKinney sideline wanted a flag. They won't get one. And Prosper gets the 4th down stand.
Boy, tough. I mean, just tough to ask for a flag in a situation like this. The contact gets there as the ball arrives. And again, this is so many opportunities before this that the McKinney Lions should take advantage of. This is a good team, and I'm gonna say this too. If you draw the McKinney Lions in the first half, you got a problem on your hands. This is a good team. They're big, fast, and very physical. It's just when they get their backs to the wall and they have to rely on their passing game, they become a little mediocre. What they want to do is ground and pound. They want to beat you into oblivion with their running game.
Anguiano with the handoff here after the 4th down stand by the Prosper defense, and the Eagles are going to try and kill some clock now with McKinney down to those 2 timeouts. This is the District 5-6A championship game. However, seeding in this district was already set last week with the results of last week's games. McKinney will be the #1 seed in 6A Division 2 out of District 5-6A. Prosper the #1 seed in 6A Division 1 out of 5-6A. Allen and Denton Geyer, the other playoff teams out of this district. Allen, of course, 6A D1, the largest school in the state.
Nothing needing to be explained
Yeah,
there.
no.
With an enrollment of 7,000 at D1, there you go.
Yes, you won't see Allen in the 6A Division 2 bracket. You will see Denton Geyer there. 4.5 to play in this one, and Prosper is inching closer to their first district championship since 2017.
Hey, Division 2 is littered with some good teams. We saw a good team last week in those DeSoto Eagles.
I don't know how you don't say they're the favorite to win state in 6A Division 2, and by a decent margin. 3rd down and 3. McKinney's got to have a stop here, and they won't get it. Anguiano able to pick up the first down, but ripping the ball out was Frazier. Prosper able to jump on top of it. Mackay Frazier ripped the ball loose from Anguiano, but I believe it was Javon Henry who pounced right on top of the football.
Look at Mackay Frazier. He comes right in and just rips at that ball. That's a great job by the Oregon State commit. This kid is just your quintessential linebacker. We've seen him make some great tackles, but that's what you want your leader to do. You want a guy like that to come in and punch away at that ball.
So 1st and 10 now for Prosper. Anguiano can burn off a little more clock here. And in a 2-score game with just over 3 minutes to play, McKinney is approaching, maybe already is at the point where they need a miracle.
No, I think that ship has sailed. They had it when it was about 8 minutes left on the clock. Well, 6 minutes when they got the ball back. That was the time to strike. If they could have scored and maybe not even recovered the onside kick, but got a stop on defense, it would have taken a Herculean effort, but I think they were up to the task. Just ran out of time. Not enough plays made.
And Jeremiah So with the tackle there. It'll be 3rd down and 6, but that clock continues to burn down to 2.5 left now. Prosper looking at a 9-1 regular season and a 7-0 mark in District 5-6A. It would be their first district championship since the 2017 season. A year ago, that's going to be a false start, it looks like, on Prosper. Tell you what, give McKinney credit. They're playing right to the very end here.
71, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You could see the reaction from the McKinney defense on that false start. Like, hey, all right, we got a chance to make a stop here. Like, they're still very much in it right now, which is impressive given that they need a lot to go their way in this final 2 minutes and change.
Now, this offensive line, give them credit as well. And Logan Cahill, they get him for the movement, but he has been battling up front this entire game. Connor Canty, number 70, the other right guard. Man, these guys up front, all 5 of them. And Ellis Davis, obviously the biggest name up front, the Texas Tech commit. Man, they have been moving these guys.
10 Barge on the carry, and he made the mistake of running out of bounds there. He knew it too, kind of hopping as he made his way out, like, I should have somehow found a way to stay in bounds. Ushered out by this McKinney defense. Zadian Gentry there to push him out of bounds, so the clock will stop at $1:40. And it looks like Prosper is going to bring the field goal unit on.
Because the thing is that you have Tyler Morris, his whole staff is over there on the sideline going, no, 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 as he's running towards the sideline. And that is exactly what you don't want to do, is have that clock stop.
The field goal is up and through. Flag on the play.
I think they're going to get McKinney.
Trying to launch over the line, perhaps.
Yep. And if that's...
Our officiating crew still discussing.
I think that may be an automatic first down.
If that were the case, the game would effectively be over. Prosper would be able to burn off a significant portion of the remaining minute 36. We'll get some clarification here from Chris Booker.
We're personal foul, number 7, for the defense, for leaping. Automatic first down.
So it will take the 3 points off the board, but frankly, the 3 points are less impactful than the automatic first down. And with a minute 36 left and only 2 timeouts for McKinney, first and goal will just about end this football game. Technically, McKinney could, of course, call those 2 timeouts and keep stopping the clock, but from a practical standpoint, that has put this game to bed.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just Riley Pettyjohn trying to make a play, but that's another one of those rules now that they just don't allow you to leap over the offensive lineman to try and get in and get a blocked field goal.
Anguiano on the carry, the tackle made by So. McKinney will use that second timeout here of this second half.
Timeout. Defense. Second and a half. 30 seconds.
So both these teams head into the playoffs as number 1 seeds. Again, McKinney in 6A D2, Prosper in 6A D1. Both teams with the opportunity in front of them to make deep playoff runs. Region 2 in 6A.
Man, this is the Texas high school football playoffs is where just it all starts. And how many times have you seen these fantastic finishes in Texas high school football? These games are going to be played in your area, you know, your local teams, your high schools. I encourage you to go to a stadium and support these young men. A lot of them playing their last bit of football, high school ball, or football they ever play, honestly. Man, it's just so fun. You see so many families come out. They may not even have a child that's on the field that they're watching. They're just, it's a community thing here in Texas.
Second down and 4, it'll be Anguiano again. Held up right at the 1-yard line. McKinney will pocket the timeout for the moment, it would appear. A full 30 seconds on the play clock right now at 1:08. So if McKinney's not going to use a timeout, Prosper can run it all the way down to 38 seconds before they snap it. As the Prosper Eagles prepare to move to 9-1. Another fantastic regular season for this program in year number 1 for Tyler Moore. Brandon Schmidt turned this program into what it's been these last several years. Anguiano with the carry, undercut, nice tackle by Mekhi Frazier, and it will be 4th down, and McKinney will use that last time out with 32 seconds left here in the 4th. But Tyler Moore in year number 1 has
the last and final
has taken that progress and that momentum and built upon it, as Prosper is 32 seconds away from the first district championship for this program since 2017.
Yeah, a complete team, though. A complete team in the Prosper Eagles, and they get it done, you know, with their defense. Again, you said it, man. We came in, we talked so much about this McKinney Lions defense, and we touched on how good the Prosper Eagles defense is. But I think as the game started to go, you started to see the impact that this Prosper Eagles defense can have on a game, their ability to basically shut the run down. We came in expecting for a guy like Brian Jackson to have a monster day. Prosper's defense just did not allow him to get going. He had 2 runs. I believe a run of 12 yards and maybe another one of 16 may have been his longest, but they didn't allow him to get off and continue to go on them, and they did not allow his backup to come in and have any success either. That's just a testament to the job that these guys do up front, and their defensive coordinators, man, are obviously awesome.
4th down and goal here. They'll hand off for Anguiano once again. He's taken down. McKinney gets the stop. 27 seconds left. Flag comes in after the play here. I've said it a couple times now. I'll say it again. Credit to McKinney. They have never quit in this football game, no matter the odds that have been against them. Anguiano with a high five there for Trevor Iwerebor. A little respect between those two. We'll check the flag.
There's no foul on the play. Total on downs. McKinney, first down.
So another look at it here is Iwerebor got a hold of him and ripped him to the turf. McKinney with the 4th and goal stand, and again, the odds against them are astronomical, but there are still 27 seconds remaining on the clock, and they're going to try and squeeze every drop out of these 27 seconds as they trail by a dozen. You never want to lose on senior night, and I get that that motivation. I'll tell you what, they deserve a lot of credit for the way they have fought on senior night. Breaking the tackle, getting out of bounds up the right sideline is Jabray Bickham, the junior. 20 seconds left.
No, really impressed with that. And Mike, you bring up a good point. Just the fact that they have never just lit up. There are a lot of teams that after the first half that they had down by 17 going into halftime. Look, we're already in the playoffs. We're already a #1 seed, okay? I mean, these guys have given us their best shot. We could go ahead and go quietly and get ready for next week. They just continue to battle, and I love to see that from a team like this.
Dowd up the far sideline, complete to McIntosh. 15 seconds left. At this point, if you really want to think about it in a goofy way, McKinney probably has to score on this play to have enough time to kick an onside kick and then score on the very next play. That is, if you're a McKinney Lion fan that is still holding on to that glimmer of hope, this is your play right here.
Ball game right here, guys.
I'm telling you, I am impressed with how they have fought. The odds against them are astronomical right now, and they keep playing. Dowd over the middle, knocked away. He got hammered, and they're going to throw a flag on this play here. 10 seconds left as Dowd got pounded into the turf. Colin Freeman, the offending party, who took Dowd, and after the ball was delivered, now he was, making contact with Dowd about the time the ball was thrown. He may have even been.
Pass, pleasant foul, roping the passer, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So that will walk the football all the way to the 43-yard line.
As number 92, Colin Freeman, has had a monster day. He's been a part of why Brian Jackson just hadn't been able to run on this defense. It's been because of the way that 92 has played today.
Bryce Jackson, 13 carries, 54 yards on the night. Not what you would have expected. Wanwihe in there now at quarterback. He's going to take off and run with it up the far sideline, down to 3 seconds left on the clock, as he steps out of bounds at the 35. Officially the 36, they now spot it. And time for one final play for McKinney. but down 2 scores. Prosper will back up and play prevent defense here against a potential Hail Mary attempt from McKinney. If nothing else, good practice for both teams for if this were a 1-score game. Wanwihe heaves end zone, lots of traffic down there, knocked away, and that will finish it. The Prosper Eagles come on the road, score the first 24 points of this football game, and win their first district championship since 2017. 24-12 the final over McKinney, and the Eagles go into the postseason at 9-1.
And well-deserved by the Prosper Eagles. Really impressed with the way that they played offensively and defensively. I'm telling you, on the other side, for the McKinney Lions, this is one heck of a team. They have all the speed, all the toughness on defense. They've just got to figure out a way to play a complete game. Figuring out this passing attack, they have all the running ability in the world behind Brian Jackson, but there's another dimension to their game that they're going to have to discover if they want to go far in the postseason. These receivers have got to catch the ball. These guys are so big and fast. When the ball touches your hands, guys, you got to bring that in. Seen so many missed opportunities from this receiving core. They had them out there with this 2-quarterback system. I think you trust Jeremiah Dodd and his arm and what he's been able to do. The young kid, the lights were not too bright for him, but he did miss on some throws as well. And so these are things that you can go back to the film, look at, and it'll definitely make you better.
Yeah, I feel like missed opportunities is the best way that you phrased it there, because on both sides, both from the quarterback perspective and from the wide receiver perspective, and they're not far off.
No.
You can see it in the play design. You can see it in the opportunities that they were able to create. They were just a couple plays away here and there, first half and second half, from being able to do what they needed to do in this football game, and they just couldn't connect enough times. A couple of opportunities that slipped through their grasp, either on the receiving end or from the quarterback throwing the ball just that little bit too far downfield, or with just that little bit of mistiming, and that was enough to unseat their comfortability on the offensive side of the ball. Meanwhile, for Prosper, that was a complete football game. That's a really good defensive football team that pitched a shutout for a lot of this game. It took until late in the third quarter for McKinney to finally find the end zone, and it was on one of the wackier plays we've seen all season here on Friday Night Football. That unit, Jonah McClendon leading the way. Colin Freeman made a lot of plays tonight. Laird Hansen-Felter pressuring the quarterback off the edge. Davis Perkins, Bo Mongaris. These guys made plays. Tyson Stiggers getting his hands on multiple footballs tonight. They really played a complete football game, offensively and defensively. Leo Anguiano, how about this stat line? 25 for $160 and 2 touchdowns, including a 67-yard touchdown to make it 17-0 right before halftime. This is a Prosper team that we saw a year ago make it all the way to the state semifinals. They're a dangerous football team again in these playoffs.
And I'm going to love on these Eagles a little bit here, man. And I came into this game, I've seen them before against the Saxe Mustangs in a game that they just ran away with it. Their defense, to me, is they set the tone for everything on this team. I don't know whether to call it a 3-4-4-3. What are they playing? How are they bringing pressure? How they're blitzing? Where they're bringing the linebackers from? If they're breaking them off the edge, if they're breaking off the middle. They have guys that look like they're bringing pressure. They don't come. They drop back. I mean, it's really difficult for a high school quarterback to try and fathom the different ways that this defense can attack you. But I think that's what really just is the trick bag when you go into preparing for the Prosper Eagles. They are going to be a tough out. If you draw them, you're just going to have to practice it. You're going to have to scheme up for it. You have to figure out this defense because they look so fortified in every area. You come in with Brian Jackson, think you're going to be able to run the ball, not so fast. They shut this running game down. But when it comes down to this offense, Mike, that's where I really, Nathan Tinbarge, we talked about him filling in or walking in the same footsteps as a Harrison Roussard, who is now at Dodge City Community College, a legend in the streets of Prosper as a quarterback. He came in and he filled in nicely. And oh, by the way, Leo Anguiano, he wasn't your starting running back to start this season. They were going behind Josh Martinez, someone else that is a very talented running back as well. Just this whole team, they're so loaded. And when you shut down one dimension of their team, they have no problem with going to someone else. They make the plays when they need to. Blake Summers made the plays for them when they needed them. And I'm telling you, this is just going to be a tough team to deal with. And they play for 4 quarters. Love this team. Love the way that Coach Morris constructed and put this team together, and not winning a district title since 2017. Kudos to these guys, and another celebration as well. I don't think there'll be any champagne popping, so you don't have to worry about that, Mike. You're in good hands. I think you're good. I think you're good. Okay, so look, buddy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stop with the champagne jokes, the red-eye jokes, guys. Leave Mike alone. This guy has celebrated a World Series playoff victories. He's got on a plane, come from Arizona. He's working on about no hours of sleep right now. So
I'd say 2.5. 2.5.
2.5 in that 4-minute nap you just took up here. So, look.
If any of y'all saw Heckman's tweet at halftime, I did as the my apologies to I don't even recall at that point. I think it was probably the McKinney band. My apologies to the McKinney band. I did close my eyes for a couple minutes.
They were excellent, by the way.
I'm sure they were fantastic. My eyes were not cooperating. I needed a second. We are running on fumes, my man. The parade tomorrow, and then we put a bow on a wacky month of October and early November.
Oh man, it's a parade a parade in the city, Mike. And look, you got to be up bright and early for it. Go home, get you some of that good old golden chick on your way home. All right. Hey man, just enjoy this, man. You're a warrior, man. You're a warrior. I'm glad we got it done.
It has been a fun stretch. There's no two ways about it. But tonight was part of the fun as well. Certainly for those Prosper Eagles, who are district champions in 2023. 24-12 victors over McKinney tonight on the road to claim their first district title in 6 years' time. For our entire Friday night football crew, our director Clay Marshall, our camera operators Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our digital coordinator back in house Pete Friedman, our producer Andrew Seeley cutting halftime highlights for us, and the one and only Heckma Harrison alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. Thanks so much for tuning in to Friday Night Football all season long and tonight as well. Prosper, the victors tonight, 24-12 over McKinney. All our Friday Night Football broadcasts are archived on the WFAA Plus app and on the WFAA YouTube channel. This has been a proud presentation of WFAA TV.